Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into that, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Okay, so what we were looking for previously is, we're looking for continuation here, looking for that bigger move to the upside and a potential third wave, looking for this 35,192, where this becomes another 1-2 here, and then we're starting to build up for this bigger structure. So there are a couple of other counts here, and we need to be aware of them. I'm just going to turn this smaller one off for a second. The key zones here for support are going to remain the same for the foreseeable future. This is going to be our higher support zone where we're looking for this potential of a 1-2, even if this is becoming a more complex correction here. This could still tie into the support box. The problem is, if it is becoming more complex like this just size-wise, it is getting quite large in comparison to this first wave here. So it would probably be more likely that this would become then a 1-2, and then we look for that bigger third wave. So we're going to have to just monitor it and take it one step at a time here, until we actually get further evidence that we are breaking out here. We just have three-wave choppy structure in this whole area here. So this could be many different things within here. So what we're looking for in the short term here, is potentially that push to the upside. And what I want to see for confirmation of this is something like this playing out. So we're looking for the potential that this could have been a 1, this was a 2, and now we're looking for that third wave up towards this 31,780. What we need to be cautious of, however, is if we do just get a move like this, rather, where we have this as an a, this is a B, and then a C wave up towards this 29,946. This could then tie into that idea of having a bigger flat correction here, which we'll go over in a second. But basically, looking at this move as an A, a B, and then looking for that C wave. So this is something I'm keeping an eye out on. If we just get a three-wave move up here, potentially that could set us up to have a five-wave decline in a C wave here, like this, basically, and then this would just become a bigger flat correction. So gonna have to give it some space and see how these internals play out. Basically, what we're looking for here. So I've had a look at this. At the moment, it doesn't look very impulsive. It has the potential to become impulsive here. But at the moment, all we have is a corrective structure to the upside here. This is just three waves here, and then potentially another three waves here. So even if we did come back up here one more time like this, it would still only be A, B, and C. So we need to just be careful with this. It can develop impulsively, and this is how we would want to see that play out. So this is the best interpretation I have given the current structures. What I would be looking for is to see whether we actually hold this 28,424. We hold this zone. Potentially what we could see here is that this is a 1-2. We get a third, fourth, and then we push up for a fifth towards this 28,924 to this 28,806. So this would be what I'm looking for, basically to see a nice five-wave move in here. And then from there, we would have to see exactly how this plays out, because what we would want to see then is if we do get this additional five-wave move up, we'd want to see another three-wave move to the downside, potentially looking to find support above some of these levels and above this high, of this low of this 27,947. Basically, losing this zone here would make this whole count invalidated, where this would become a 1-2, 1-2, looking for another potential 1-2, and then actually starting that bigger move to the upside. Whenever we get a sequence like this where we're counting ones and twos, we want to see the reaction play out correctly. Otherwise, this could just be something else where this is actually just a three-wave move, and we could be having just a bigger W, X, and a Y wave to the upside. So this is the danger here. This move up is looking corrective at the moment. It can become impulsive, but I'd really want to see us break above this 28,821, and then finally this high point here of this 29,187. Just for a bit more clarity here. But what we'd want to see here is ultimately the goal within this, if we're looking at this as another 1-2, would be getting above this 29,236. And whether this plays out directly, where this is a 1-2, and then maybe, what I'm counting as a five-wave move here could be 1-2, 1-2, then we get a bigger third wave up, fourth wave, fifth wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, and then that could actually look to push us up into this higher zone here, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'd have an additional potential fourth and fifth within the structure here. So this is this is something we're gonna have to monitor here. We want to see this hold this 28,424 if we're looking for this fifth wave. If we fail to hold that fifth wave area, basically what my next zone is that I'd be looking for is support to come in would actually be potentially at this 28,402 to this 28,211. We start to lose this lower range, it's 28211. Basically, this would make it less likely we're going to see that continuation to the upside, at least as an impulse. Once we start to lose 786, it becomes less likely that this is playing out. And what we'd have to then argue is that potentially this is just a corrective move up here in a bigger sequence to the downside, and we'll go over that in a second. So this is the ideal way we want to see this move play out. Either this is another 1-2-1-2 here, and we get a much stronger move to the upside, looking to potentially push up towards. So if that was the case, we'd be looking to push up towards 29.5 as a wave three, and then that would be 1-2-1-2-3-4-5. But given the current structure, and the zone we're holding here, I am looking for that potential of a fifth to the upside here. The problem is if we just get a five-wave move up, or five-wave move up from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this could in fact just be an ABC, and then we look to break down. So gonna have to keep an eye on that. So talking about that, that would ties into this potential, which we're talking about a bigger WXY to the downside, where this is basically A, B, and C, or WXY into this low. We formed a connector wave here, and we look for one more low here towards this 26,918 would be a 1-to-1 of this move. So that would actually look to bring us back into the potentially bring us back into the support zone that we have here of this 27,814 to this 27,000 region. So, that could actually bring us back down into that area and actually look to retest some of those zones. It would be quite low here to come down to this 1-to-1, but really, as long as we hold above 26,513, we can look for this continuation potential. The problem is, once again, if we're looking at this as as basically a 1 and a 2, it does start to become quite large in comparison to the internal wave here. So it would become more likely that this is a W, X, and Y, and this hasn't completed yet, where this is W, X, and then we're having a Y wave, which is consisting of this bigger WXY, or smaller WXY here. And then, from that point, potentially that could actually lead to us actually finding support. And that would either be, like we said previously, that would either be this wave 2 here, or potentially, if we want to count this as a five-wave move into this high, that would then be the new wave 2 position. It wouldn't be a very deep retracement though, but sometimes when we get a complex wave 2, we won't get a deep a retracement that is as deep. I was still anticipating, move down at least into sort of this 25-2 area would make a lot of sense to me. But these lower ranges here, obviously we still have some gaps that have remained untouched here. So we just need to be cautious of the fact that if this does turn around from these higher ranges here, we could actually look for that potential to come back down here and test some of these zones. Okay, so this is basically that WXY. We also talked about the potential of a bigger flat in this area, and we were looking for something like this. I still haven't ruled out that idea that we could see that five-wave move develop to the upside here. Basically looking for something like this, having an extension within that wave 3, and then get something like this. So a five-wave move up to the zone of this 29,946. That would tie in with actually coming up into these higher areas here of this 30K. looking for this as an A, potentially a B wave to the upside here, and then looking for that possibility to come down for a C wave to the downside. This 29,511 would be quite an interesting area. That would be a 1.382 zone. So this is something I'm going to be keeping an eye here. If we do get a push up into this area, this could be an interesting zone for a reaction. We also do have a swing high to the left here that I've got marked out by this blue line. So it would be interesting to see how we react in this zone, see if we get, a rejection off of this, and then look to sell off from that point. Obviously, we've got this 1-to-1 here. If I throw on some of these other zones, potentially we could see. So the 786 is here at this 29,336. That would be an interesting area. Obviously, then you've got the 854 just above here at this 29,529 as well. So, these are going to be some interesting zones to keep an eye on if we do start to move up here. Potentially we could face rejection here if this is just an A, B, and then looking for a C wave to the upside here, something like this. And then that could tie us in, like I said, that bigger idea that this could be A, B, and then we get a bigger C wave down. So, there's a lot of things that need to happen for this bullish count to play out. We just need to be aware of that. There is always that potential to break down. So just please be careful. Make sure that you're using good risk management. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, you will find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT down there, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourselves. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.